I'm working here, but leave me a comment and I'll check them periodically. So I've got to do this little pump house for David, and all he had was this kind of little sheet here, and of course these paper drawings are kind of cool. I mean, get that out of my throat. They're kind of cool, but and you can build by them, but it's much more fun and it's easier to plan if you have a model. Much more fun. So what we're going to do is start out with Medique's extensions here, because I like his extensions. Nathan Wilkerson's a really good guy, and I've kind of gotten to know him over the years, and he's an engineer who developed these extensions for SketchUp, and we're going to do a slab, and we're just going to come out here 24 feet. Ooh, what scale am I at? I'm way out here. Let's start over again. Let's just offset a line here. I must have been still in UFO mode or something. Let's go 24 feet. Oh yeah, we gotta zoom. Gotta zoom in way in. The reason I had my axis showing there, I don't normally like the axis, the drawing axis, visible when I'm drawing, but in this case he wanted the east wall. I guess we'll just go ahead and show it that way. He wanted the east wall to have the dormer on it, so what we'll do is we'll start over with our Nathan Wilkerson slab, and we'll do this, and then we'll do 24 feet. That would mean this is 16 feet. I was way zoomed out. That's ridiculous, isn't it? And so we will start yet again. Is it Saturday morning? A lazy Saturday morning? And I can't get my brain. There we go. 16 by 24. We're going to make it 12 inches for now, just for the fun of it. 12 inches thick, just to have a nice little base. Footing, I'm not going to pay too much attention to this because I can go back and change it. That's the nice thing about this extension. When I get ready to get into some serious detailing, I can go back and edit it and get all the, get into all the detail I want. For now, I just want a little base to start off on. Now this is some sort of pump house, so it has a sorry to go back to my OBS again, but I can't see where my video camera is. Everything's backwards too. There's a cutout in the floor somewhere for the pump. I guess it's a well, and I'm not quite sure. I just got this project, okay? I'm still rusty on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the cutout in the floor for now, and we're just going to do the walls. Now, let's see, I've never actually done a concrete block wall with Nathan's extension. So I think what I'm going to do is just draw. My goal was to do this whole project with his extensions, But I think what I'm going to do is just draw the block wall for now. I can always come back and redo it because it's a small project and it would be simple. So, but for now we're just going to draw us a rectangle, and then what I'm going to do is offset it 7 5/8 because that's how wide a concrete block is. And I know this wall is going to be 4 feet tall, so we'll just pull it up and then I'll get rid of that face in there. And I'm excited because SketchUp 21 has come out with an update, and there's lots of cool little updates, and some of them have to do with like just your normal tools, in that if you look down at the bottom you'll see added on extra features built in so that you don't have to kind of change your tool as you're going. Like now the eraser tool has the softening, the edge softening thing built into it. What was that? Was that the hidden line, you see, or was that the rounded? That might have been the softening. But anyway, I need to go and watch the video. But if you hit Control, what's the first one? Toggle, soften, smooth, and then Alt is toggle, undo that, and then Shift is hide. Okay, so if I wanted to hold the Shift key down, I could just hide that line. I'd still have my edge. That's a nice look, see, when you're modeling, but when you're drawing, we want that line because when we start, printing drawings, I go out of this sort of modeling mode here into construction document mode, and my style will change. I'll go into a construction document mode where the background is white for paper. But I like to draw in this mode because I like looking at the pretty sky while I'm drawing. It keeps me chipper. So first thing we're going to do is make this a group, because we don't want anything sticking to it. I hate getting things stuck to my walls on Saturday mornings. Let's see if anybody is watching. Oh, we might have 5 viewers. All right. So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go ahead and just so I'll have a reference. Let's see. Let me go back and look from the top down. Okay, I want to make sure that's one thing your drawing axis does for. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the drawing axis back on. And I'm going to put this I'm going to put this over here closer to a more logical place. And then I'm going to zoom to my extents. And now see, if I need a reference point now, I can, as far as east, north, south, and west. The reason that's important is because when you start dealing with your shading, for your, then you want to make sure that you've got your building oriented in the direction that it will be oriented, and this is basically what we're assuming at this point. But I don't work with the shadows turned on because it slows my supercomputer down just a tad, not much, just a tad. And what I like to do too is I've got this other job. What did I do with it? I've got a job. Let's see, yes. We need to start. We need to go here and save this right quick. We need a new folder for Pump House. Always nice to keep your drawings organized. And we're just going to call this Pump House for now. I meant to do this before I started so you wouldn't have to watch the boring parts of this. But what I like to do is get my hatch on my concrete block walls. That's what I was doing. I'm going to steal this, and I'm working on this project. This is a project in Idaho. I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to go back into my nice new project, and I'm just going to paste it in here just for a second, because I want to get this hatch. I like this concrete block hatch or poche. And I'm going to select it, and bam. Now, if you've got it set up properly, you'll see that the coursing works out, right? I've got this 4 feet tall, and there's your 8 inches. 8 inches should be your coursing, you see. So I like that hatch. It's got the proper scaling and everything to it. And I can place, it's just kind of a quick reference because this project is below the floodplain. So we have to have flood vents. So what I'll be able to do is, now that I'm got this coursework in here, I can roughly kind of lay out where I want my doors and windows based on coursing. You know, it's a visual guide, so I know to go here first and then type in 6'8". You know, it's just a reference. That's all. It's just a nice, and it's pretty. It's like the sky. It's more realistic looking. So we go up here again. We keep in mind where we are as far as our east and west, because this wall, well, I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's put the walls on first. We'll keep doing the fun stuff first. Okay, so I'm going to go to Medique wall, and I just want to set this up right quick to make sure. These walls are going to be 48 inches tall. 72 inches tall, because we've already got a 4-foot block wall and he wants a 10-foot total height. And so 2x6, 16 left. I'm just going to roughly, one thing I do want to do is set the siding as like a vertical. I'm not going to use this excuse me, I'm not going to use this T111 on this. Am I rambling now? Let's just go ahead and let's see what kind of, let's see if he has any other kind of sheeting right quick. He's got a lot of parameters here, and you can, here we go, OSB, here we go, plywood, zip system. Let's see what his Dens glass looks like, because what I'm going to do is probably recommend like a backer board product. Let's see what that looks like. We'll just go ahead and draw us a wall here. Now, what we want to do, how thick is that Dens glass? Let's just go ahead and say it's 0.5. That's the nominal thickness. I know that's, you know, like OSB is 7/16, but when we when we're actually popping our lines on our floors or whatever, like right here on top of this block wall, we would actually use a 1/2 inch because of matter. Things tend to be thicker in real life, so you want to allow a 1/2 inch for the setback on your walls if you're using, you know, 7/16 material. But I'm pretty sure this backer I want to use is, did I lose my settings? I should have done that. Yeah, duty. I should have done that before. I guess that's okay. It won't take long to fix it. 72 outside. And all I'm going to do is change the OSB to dense glass. I just want it to look different. I really don't care. I don't want it to look like OSB. And then I'm going to look at this again. I just want to get most of this right before I draw all these walls. So what I do is I set that wall back. See that line? I'm using that because he will add the sheeting to it, and I don't want the wall sheeting hanging over the block. I just want the siding to hang over the block. Now see, if I had saved this, oh shoot. Let's look at the dense glass. Yeah, that's cool. Let's but guess what? I want to undo that. Where's my what was I going to change? Oh, the siding. I forgot to go back and change the siding. Yes, it's Saturday morning and we're having troubles already. If I don't change it now, I got to go back and select every wall and change it. So it's quicker just to do this, just to try to get everything as close as you can. Yeah, and I can change that color. I need to talk to Nathan about that color. We don't do pink siding in Tennessee. And I'm just kidding, it's not pink, but it always reminds me of this mauve colored siding. But this is going to work pretty good. Let's see here, we want to select that point right there. And I keep those corners. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we have any comments. This is exactly what we are building right now. Are you using Inventor or AutoCAD? I'm using SketchUp. SketchUp. See up there in the title? Pump House in SketchUp. SketchUp Pro 2021. Are you running this program on a Mac or Windows? Got a Windows, and it's an MSI GS75 laptop with an RTX GPU 2080. So it's less than, my computer's about less than a year old. I got the upgraded graphics card model for doing the animation work that I do I do some animation work and then I do some animation fun, like that last video I did with the UFO. That was for fun, obviously. And thankfully there's no UFOs in this video because they're distracting. But what I can do see is I don't worry too much about the color of the material because I'm going to actually replace this siding manually when I get done. But what I do is I'll pick the material and then I'll just edit I can make it look, for now I just want it to be more neutral color like that. See, that's less distracting. And let's get rid of our guidelines. All right, so we're doing good. So now there's an interesting feature that's kind of cool. I think I can do this with this Medique wall. And I notice I don't have my treated bottom plate. Dang it. But what you can do is you can go in here, and this is why I was trying to get this close as possible at first. But see here, you can make your pressure treated bottom plate, yes, and then update it. But see, now I gotta select each wall. One request I have for Nathan is to be able to come up with wall types so that if I go and change this bottom plate in that same wall type, then all of those walls of that type will change. That it would be a huge deal if you forget to do something like this, because now I have to select each wall. It's no big deal on this project, but if I had a whole house or other kind of building where I had 50 walls, but no complaints here, because I used to literally draw this by hand, every plate, every stud, every piece of siding. And I have videos of me doing that. It's kind of funny, So I'm certainly not complaining. I'm just any kind of future improvements. And that is the other thing is too, I like to take, and this might be a little anal, but I like to take that green and make it more of what it looks like. I don't know. See, this is where you go down rabbit holes. So I'm going to probably just leave it alone and move on. I can play with that color later. The point there is that when I'm estimating, I remember to order treated plates instead of, regular pine for the bottom plates. No SPF on the bottom plates. Let me see if there's any other questions. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. How are you doing? Okay, so where's my east wall? Let me go up and look. Okay, good. Okay. I need to keep an eye on where my east wall is. This one right here. Because that is the one that this dormer and these windows and doors are going to go on. Excuse me. For some reason I have a frog. I accidentally printed these drawings double-sided. I don't know how my printer got stuck on that mode, because I never print double-sided, but for some reason it printed. And so now I'm having to flip this stuff around and look around. So what we have is a door 2 feet over. So we'll go 2 feet, 24. Now normally, what's funny about this is I normally do my two-dimensional plan first, but this was going to be kind of simple. So I thought I would just go right into the 3D part. And then it's got 4'8" and 24. I may make these 24-inch windows a little bigger. He said I could take a little liberty with this. I may actually, but I'm going to lay it out the same for now. So 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot. So 24, 24. 24 is the space. 24 and 24 and 24. And that gets us to the end, and there should be 4'8" left over. Yes. Okay. Now this might be a little tricky because I'm going to test out the offsets of his wall, of his doors. I think you can do vertical offsets, which is kind of cool. So what I'm going to first do is turn off the walls. Go to my tags. Now this is another thing that happened for 2021 in SketchUp is you have these folders. So what I can do is, and you can organize, now the way I've organized mine is by site work, foundation, floor, wall, and roof. So now if I want to get rid of these walls for a minute, I just turn them off. But under that folder wall, I've got all of my individual, way too many layers. And part of that is this extension sets up, you can set up in the global settings of it. He has all these default layers, but you can eliminate some of these, and I have, so that you don't have so many. Like I've always thought that I don't need a layer for the king studs or the trimmers, they can all go into wall framing. So I forgot. I think if I take those out, that will actually happen. But you have to regenerate the wall, which is no big deal. I think I can you select all of them and regenerate? I think so. Maybe not. Anyway, that just shows you, that's just a demonstration of the way you can, let's see, I can go in here and get rid of this and the trimmer. Some of these are just, it's getting a little bit, you want to organize, you want to have layers so that you can control the views. But at some point it becomes obsessive compulsive. You have to have balance in your life when it comes to layers. So let me turn the walls off for now. And because what I'm going to do is create this door opening right here. So I'm going to grab my pencil and my push-pull tool, and I'm going to push that down, and that line right there should go away. Okay, so that's our door. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and draw this the way it should be, is you really should allow, so if I were to go to the center of this, and this is what a lot of designers don't do, let's see, 16, what you should do now, so a 16-inch door, a 32-inch door requires a 34-inch opening, so right away you've got 17 inches, so right away we're off on our block. And then what I like to do is allow 3 inches for the framing here, your trimmer and your jack, your jack and your king stud 3, okay? So that's actually the opening you need in your block, right there. If you want to show it accurately. If you don't, then don't do it. But don't blame it on me when it's not accurate. And I'm going to get rid of this little line right there. And so that's the actual opening for our door. I'm going to leave the center line for our door so I'll know where it goes. But I'm going to get rid of that and that because that's not true. Let's see if we have any comments. No commento. And so now I'm going to turn this the walls back on. Thank you, SketchUp 2021, for having folders now that I can organize my layers. And what I'm going to do is go to Medique wall and door. And let's see if we can see a picture of this door. Okay, if I can. Now I'm just going to show a solid door for now. Now here we go. This is, see the extension. Oops. The extension wants to put the door. Let's move this over. It wants to put it at the bottom of the wall. So what we're going to look for here is a vertical. I'm pretty sure there's a vertical offset dimension. If I haven't passed it up already. Yeah, here we go. So we want to go down 4 feet. What's that? Why does that say 2.5? Vertical rough opening. Oh, that's the rough opening vertical offset. If we say 48, will that fix it? Nope. Well, will it? Let's do that. Oh, that's vertical. Oh, I gotta go minus 48. Minus 48. That ain't working. So I may have to, what I may have to do is, let's undo this. Let's undo this. Then we'll start over again. I don't want to spend too much time on this because This would be 32. Rough opening. So what that's doing, that's adding the 2.5 inches for the offset itself. Yeah, horizontal. Door advanced options. Let's say yes. We do want to do that because we want to be able to specify our door. Trimmer extended, king stud, built up door height, door width, install door, yes. What I may have to do is manually put the door in, which is no big deal. I need to quit being lazy. What would be cool is for situations like this, if you could offset. You know what though? I can say, what if I did say minus 4? What did it do? Oh wait, door, right there it is, door vertical offset. Duh, you just have to read, Tony. Let's see if that works. Door vertical offset. Let's put 48. Maybe it didn't understand negative numbers. Door vertical offset. Oh, now it's working. Okay, I think I just figured this out. Yeah, okay. Sorry for the confusion because I haven't used that feature before. Door 32. We want double 2 of 10s. We want door vertical. I know y'all are probably screaming out there. It's right there, dummy. Right there. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay. Oh, that. Okay. I see what it is. What is that right there? Oh, is that just the... What is that? Is that the 2D part of the wall? Aha! That's a feature that he has put into the wall part, the wall extension, where you can go to the global settings and set up, the 2D mode, so that if you're doing a plan, if you want to do a two-dimensional plan, it's there. You just have to set it up that way. Well, that's awesome. Where's my framing? Yeah, what I'll have to do, no big deal. I'll just have to extend the framing down. And somehow I didn't get it centered. Looks like. Let me do this again. I know I'm probably making you bored at this point. 1'8", but I gotta get this. That's actually, this there we go. And then we just have to turn off the 2D what's happening is the wall is regenerating as I put the door in, and that's why I have to go back and turn the 2D part off each time. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And that's awesome. Let's see if we have any comments. Nope. I drove everybody away with my boring, yep, only one viewer. Okay. All right. So that means I should not get into minutia while working. These windows now, I'm probably going to recommend that they just go right on that sill. And I'm going to make the door trim. Oh, it is sticking out. Okay, good. Okay. Awesome. Let's check our framing. And what I'll do is, again, for some reason, this door keeps wanting to be why is it making the door 2'9" and 13/16? That's odd. I may just have to come back to this later because I don't want to spend a whole video on this door, which is turning out to be the case. Let's see, wall tools, edit opening. I'm just going to look at it one more time and try to find out why. It says door width 32 and rough opening. Let's put this back for just a second to 1. I don't know why his rough opening is related to, but it is. So that's what it is. So I need to leave his rough opening at there. Now you can see those two, the trimmer, the jack and the king stud. We call these jacks, but some people call them trimmers. Trimmer, it's basically the same thing. But now these two pieces can come on down all the way to beside the door. And I like that better than trying to squeeze the door into that masonry opening, because it also allows you to have something to nail your trim to as it comes down like that. So we have established that is our side, this is our front. And I think on that end there's no doors or windows. Let's go back to our top view here and we'll figure out these windows right quick. What I could do, it wouldn't be too boring, would be to go ahead and put the roof, the basic roof shape on, which is a 10 and 12. So let's go to I think he wants these to be rafters. Roof rafters. Here we go. Gable roof. Okay, and we'll start on this. Yeah, we need to start right here. We need to line that up with our framing, because we also have sheeting that goes on the ends of our gable, so we don't want it to be hanging over the sheeting below it. We're going to change this to a 10-12, and overhang is 12. That's good. Rafters depth, we're going to make them 7 1/4. We'll make them 2x8s for this size building should be fine. Ridge boards 2x10. And ceiling joist, let's see. Yeah, we'll put them in for now, but they're going to need to be 2x8s. Let's see, what have we got? Ceiling joist. Let's go ahead and put them in. Let's see, he's got a loft, yeah, so we do need ceiling joist. And I think 2x8 should be fine. Well, let's see, no, it is 16 feet wide, so we need to go 2x10s. Say okay, and then rafter spacing is 16 inches. And gable rafter depth. Roof framing, yes. Advanced roof options, yes. Okay. So I'm just going to say, I'm not going to spend too much time on all this. I can go back and add that stuff later. I just want to kind of get this basic roof on to show you kind of what it's going to look like. And I kind of wanted to experiment a little bit with adding a roof. I haven't used this feature from Medic yet. This well, I should get into the roof part. That would help. This minor roof thing I haven't used before. Gable dormer. Shed dormer. Ooh, I think I'm going to like it. Oh, shed dormer's coming soon. Nathan, you rascal, you've teased me. What else do you have on here? Minor roof. Gable dormer. Let's see if you do a gable. Oh, he does a gable dormer. Well, thanks a lot. Let's see what that looks like. Just for the fun of it. Yeah. Well, now, I could use this. I could use this for the sidewalls. Yeah. Because really all we're doing is putting on, if you can see that little shed dormer. So we could just use that. Yeah. So what I'll do is oh, nope. I started to cancel everything out. Nobody else is. I've got a few viewers. If you have any questions, leave them there. So what I'm trying to figure out now is where he wants this dormer. Let's see. He wanted a loft up here, and he actually talked about putting stairs going up there. But I don't know if it's worth putting stairs going up to such a small loft. I mean, you don't really have any room to stand up here per se. Let's draw us a straight line down to here. We've got 5'5", but that's in the very middle. So you would be on your knees by the time you'd be on your knees pretty much anyway. So, but this dormer on this drawing is shown smaller. So what I may have to do is just put the windows in on the side and the door on the end. And he's got on the end of the thing, we've got a 6-foot door. Yeah, so let's put that in, because that's something we can do that's easy to kind of still kind of make some progress. So let's come over here and we'll go, what's that, 16 feet, and we'll go 8 feet to the middle, and we'll go 3 feet first for our 36-inch door. And then again, I need to go, let's see, so overall I need to go another inch. I need to go another 4 inches on either side for the masonry opening. And again, I'll turn my walls off for a second to make this easier. And that's good. That is actually a good dimension, because you can see it works out on block work over there. I guess it doesn't work. Oh yeah, it does. It does work out right there. Why is that not disappearing? So that is our opening, and get rid of these guidelines. Did I just delete guidelines over here? No, good. Okay. So that is our door masonry opening. Let's turn our walls back on, and we will use the same trick that we used on the front one with our 48-inch offset wall door. Let's see, wall door. This one's going to be a 72-inch door, but it's going to be a double solid for now. And where's our 48-inch? 48-inch. 48. Update. There we go. Very handy. Let's turn our roof off. And oh, I gotta put, now see, this is where you gotta manage some of your layers. When the extension created the layers, it didn't know which folder to put them in. So now I just gotta put these in the wall folder, CMU wall. Put that in. I think I can delete that excuse me, because I think that was one I actually copied in here. Foundation vents. I'm gonna save that layer for the flood vents that we have to put in. And foundation wall, put that in foundation now. And for some reason we get this extra little layer created sometimes. Nope, because it's not extra. But now I'm going to turn off. What was I going to turn off? Oh, I turned off the roof. That's what it was. Let's turn that off for a second and go in here and see. Yeah, we'll have room for. I'm not gonna alter these walls. If you leave the walls alone, you can still edit them, right? I can go and edit wall assembly, see? But if I explode it to be able to change these, to run these jacks and trimmers, or the trimmer and the king stud all the way down, then the wall will be exploded, and I can't, I won't be able to update the siding and the sheeting or anything else at that point. So I'm going to wait. I usually wait till the very end before I start exploding these walls. But I usually do end up exploding them to make minor adjustments to them. And we don't have our roof. Let's see if we've got roof cladding. we must not have turned it on. Let's go to roof cladding material, yes. But I'm going to turn on the corrugated metal, and we want that extension to be like 1.5 inches. So let's see, we want a ridge cap, yes. Gutters, no, not at this time. Update. There we go. We get a pretty little metal roof put on there. And then we got our soffits. We need to adjust our fascia board and our rafter cut for our that kind of thing, but I'll do that later. Let me put these 3 windows in, and then that'll be all for this for today. Turn the roof off for a second, because what I want to do is I'm going to propose these windows to be a little bit bigger, because it's not going to cost that much more, and I think it would look better. Let's go 12. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these lines. I'm just going to put a center line. That's how my extension works. That's how the extension rolls. Fingers falling asleep for some reason. Right, so we have our 3 center lines there. Let's go to Medic extension wall and do a window. And we're going to we'll have to fix our offset, but let's see what size windows they have. I really don't want to do windows that just barely come down into this wall. I think this is a 4-foot sill height would be fine. So if I put, if we just used, excuse me, if we used a width of say 32 and then we used a height of 36, and we told it its header height was 38. Does that bring it down? Yeah, that's what I want to do right there. I don't want the trim overlapping the block though. But there's only 3 windows, so I can edit these easy enough. What I was trying to do is get a window that was close to the same height as the door, but that would sit on top of the block so that we wouldn't have to notch out the block just for windows. And the idea was to have the window, the sill be the rough opening, which looks like worked out pretty good actually. So I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'll be able to show it to the owner. And why does that, I don't understand the symmetry necessarily. If I was doing this, I probably would have set up a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably would have divided the 24. Yeah, see, I would have done it like that. I really wish I had thought about that before before I put them all in there. But it wouldn't be too hard to change now that I have now that I have the, trained myself on how to do the, let's see, let's put a line. A reference mark at each of these. Is that right? Yeah, so this should be 4'9". You know, that's, let's delete these. Delete opening, which is kind of a cool little feature. Thank you. Let's go to wall tools, delete opening, and this is going to be easier than I thought. Delete opening. And so now I'm going to put these windows back in. The windows, I think, save this previous setting that you do. Yeah, except for the header height, 36. Let's see. Oh, that's right. We want this to be 30, 32. None of it was saved, was it? 36. Update. Yeah, that's what we want. So I'm going to put one there. Window height too tall for a given header height. Okay. So why didn't you tell me that before? Header height, window too tall. Okay. Okay. Well, you're doing it. You're fussing at me, but you're still doing it. I think what it's saying is that it's using. Yeah, that's fine. That's the way I wanted it. Right there. Except that header height. Oh, I think no, I used what I should have said was 37. Let's undo that. Yeah, a little bit of trial and error here. Why is that not undoing? I will undo you right now. Let's see. Wall tools, delete opening. Okay, now let's try 37. Window 36, 32, 37. I think I made it 38 before. That's why I didn't get the message. I guess I'm going to have to make it 38. Okay. Which was intuitively what I did it before, but 32, because I want it to be the same as the door, 36, and then this would be 38. It actually makes sense because your seal is 1.5 inches, so you want that to be 38. There we go. There, now we've got this nice, oh, yeah, I think that's going to work out better, because now I've got to move the door, but that's okay. Let's see. Let's turn off our wall for a second. And see, that's weird because I don't have a, yeah, we want to fix that. We want to go back, and this is why you don't want to mess with the stuff too much, because I need to go into the global settings and put back in the wall. What do you have? King, and then I'm going to go ahead and put stud. I just wall trimmer. That should go back. That should go back. And we're going to save those settings. And close this. Now we'll turn this back on. And then I'm going to regenerate the wall, which will generate the layers. Regenerate the wall, and then if I turn off the wall now, it should all go off. Oh, I know what it is. These now I have to put these in the wall folder. There we go. And now I can turn it off. That's what I want. Keep it organized. Do we have any comments? No comments? So what I want to do is move this opening. I like this door being moved over anyway a little better because I don't like it so close to the corner on my block work. I like having a decent corner. And I'm going to draw a line in here temporarily just to be able to have a reference. What happened to my line? There it is. There we go. Now all we have to do is move our door over, and I do have this move the door under wall tools, but I haven't exactly mastered this yet. Is it 12? Okay, well that's the right direction, but I haven't kept up with the actual. At least I know how to do it. This needs to go. Let me get my axis locked. There we go. I need to go over 5 5/8. Okay. So what we should be able to do is go wall, move opening, select it, and then go 5 5/8. That a baby. And that's kind of a big deal because you see, I would have had to have moved everything and cut the adjusted everything. And again, once I get to where I can explode these walls, I'll run those trimmers, and king studs all the way down, and put me a little plate down there for that. Now see, I like that better than what this drawing had. And he said I could take liberty on the design. So you can see what they had was the windows closer together and not really centered. Now what I did was I created 5 equal spaces, which I think looks better. And if we turn the roof on, yeah, I think that looks much better. And also it gives you a nice corner here. You don't want a little wimpy corner on your block work. You want a nice full corner here. So now we can get rid of our spacing that we came up with. Get rid of that. Erase, and there we go. It's getting there. Somebody trying to text me. This is the guy who had the UFO at his house in Idaho. It's a house I'm helping Mark with in Idaho, and I was working on his project yesterday, and a UFO popped up in SketchUp. You just have to go watch my previous video to see it. It was crazy. But I do want to fix this soffit thing, because what it is on these roofs in this extension, you have to call out the cut on the rafter tail to make the soffit work. And why is that not? Okay, for a minute I thought I had accidentally made it so I couldn't edit it. So what we want is a sloped soffit. And somewhere down here, soffit top angled, soffit thickness. Fascia depth. This should probably be 3.5. Let's update that, see if that fixes our issue. Yep, that fixed it. I'm a genius. Just kidding. And it looks like our fascia board on the end, which I can fix this. Our fascia board probably, for some reason, is too narrow on the front. So let's check that parameter. Edit rafter assembly, and we'll go. My eyes start to water if I look at this too much, because it's kind of small at this resolution. Well, small for an old guy like me. But let's see if we can find fascia. Subfascia is 5.5. We want this to be 3.5. Update that. Yep. Fix that. And because on a smaller building like this, fascia depth, that's right. You don't want to use a huge fascia board. A 1x6 is fine. Outlet spacing, breakboard. Fascia, yes. Well, not sure. Oh, I see. It's just not lowered the way it would be in real life. We would drop this. We wouldn't hold that. Yeah, 5.5, and then this is. That's right. In real life, what we do is we drop this fascia. We line these up better, and then if they don't exactly line up, what we do is we nip this off a little bit like that. But again, I'm not going to alter my I'm not going to alter this until I'm completely done. When I'm completely done and I'm happy and I've got all that dormer mess worked out, and I don't have to alter this roof anymore, then I'll explode it, and then I'll fix the fascia boards to be more realistic. And so now this gable wall, what kind of mess do we have going on there? I think what I want to do is I'm going to ask him, before I get too much into this dormer, because I want to make the dormer bigger. I would like to make the dormer, what I would like to do is make the dormer almost big enough to, put windows. Now, since I've got this 5-section thing going on here, is make the dormer big enough so that I could put 1, 2, 3, 4 windows up there. I don't know if you can see this. He's got small, the dormer's real small, And this is one thing, the reason I changed the spacing on these windows and doors is because the door was funky anyway. It didn't really line up with anything. So it's not that I'm anal about symmetry. It's just, you know, why not if you can? And I don't see any reason why we can't. But what I want to do is get that straightened out. Let's see if we have any other questions or comments. No, everybody's kind of chill today. But what I want to do is I'm going to lay this out. What I'm going to do is suggest coming over, let's see, what is that? I'm going to come over 2 feet, 24 on each end. And where would that start? That would start, let's turn off the roof for a second and let's draw, let's say, line where, because we want this to line up with our framing, see? So what you would have is a well, and as a matter of fact, you would want your frame, you would want the 2 feet to be from your framing, because that's what you're going to do first. And when I'm telling the carpenter how far we're come, I just want to be able to tell him, you know, come 2 feet over from your wall, and then I can just draw a line here straight up as a reference where that is in the plane of the roof, on the plane of the roof. So if I come over 24 and I'll draw myself another line straight up, get to where I can see straight up to the blue axis. Then I turn my roof back on. You see now I've got points I can select. And let's turn off the roofing itself, the cladding, so I can see the decking. Now we're getting somewhere. So if I go back to this roof and I do a special minor roof, and it says gable, but I noticed earlier I can use this gable even though it's a shed. I can just do away with the gable part of it. So I can go there and I can go here, because really all I want is the walls, which are a pain to do. So that's that. Wall height. I guess I should have checked the wall height first, shouldn't I? 96. Yeah, I should have done that. So we're learning what we have to do before. So let's start a new, let's go up here and we'll start from here and we'll go up flush with our, where's our ridge board? Let's just turn off our decking for a second. Our roof decking, roof sheeting. I like to call, let's just do away with this one. I like to call my sheeting, my wall sheeting, anything vertical sheething, and anything that's horizontal decking. It helps you delineate it when you're saying, you're asking one of your guys, hey, go over there and grab that piece of decking or sheeting. You know, they know what you're talking about. Because your decking sometimes is a little thicker. So we're going to reference the top of the ridge, and then we're going to bring this over to that point. Now we're gonna say he wanted a 312, I think is what he said. So if we go over 12 inches, let's go over 12. Where'd that go? There, and go down 3. We draw a line back here, and then we extend that out. That you'll notice that line, that reference went purple, or that magenta color. That's SketchUp's ability to inference the continuation of that line that I had already drawn, which is pretty cool. So that's a 312 right there. So if we want our roof to be that pitch, that would be the top of the rafter. And we could use 2x6 rafters for that. Oh, we'll go ahead and use probably could use 2x6s for all of this, because we're only talking about 8-foot span. Let's see what the effects of just changing this to 2x6 rafters. 5.5. I should have checked the rafter span table first. Yeah, you see, and what that did was it lowered it a little bit, which is fine. But I don't want to mess with that. Well, yeah, okay. That's what I can do. I can play with because I didn't really want to lower, I didn't want to lower the roof too much. But I still got to deal with this fascia board thing. Rate board, okay. This ridge board can be a 2x8 now. Rafter depth, rafter width, ceiling joist. We're going to keep those 16. Alright, so let's just move on. I don't want to spend too much time. But I noticed that for some reason my rafter tails went back to being that not cut for the soffit, and I was trying to figure out what I had done before. This should be a simple thing. Rafter depth, ridge board, rafter spacing, gable end rafters. That should be right. We're going to make this a 0.5. And sub fascia, yes. Drop. Fascia depth. Ring board depth. Alright, well, again, I'm wasting time on it. I'll go back and figure out why those. I had it fixed before, but I'll fix it again. But what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to take this point and I'm just going to lower it because I know the pitch is right. I'm going to take this and lower it to there. Where's my blue axis? There it is. I'm going to lock that and put it back down to there. The reason I'm going through all this trouble is because I want to know how tall my wall is going to be. And now, see, that's my rafter. And I know my rafter now is going to be 5.5. And I can establish now how tall my gable wall is going to be. Turn the roof sheeting back on, because I think it's going to figure the height from here. Let's see how tall that is. I want this to be a couple of inches taller. So 4'1". So if I go 4'3", let's do that. Okay, all that just to be able to figure out. We would have had to do that anyway. So let's do this. And roof rafters. I wish you had a shed. I wish you had a shed. Shed with, you don't have shed roof yet. Well, thought you said you didn't have shed roof. That's weird. Could have sworn earlier when I tried to do shed roof. Good thing I'm still checking. Oh, I see. I'm on the wrong thing. Minor roof. And then I checked to see if you had shed dormer. That's what it was. And you said coming soon. So then I went back to minor roof. And let's see, if I do gable, that'll put my walls. But that'll give me my front wall. So that's good enough. That's what I'm just looking for, a little extra help here, and also trying to get familiar with some of the extra functions. So now we know we can make this 51 inches. That was the whole exercise. And rough opening, wet window, rough opening. Okay. I don't want a window there. But that will, the only thing is what we would do over the difference over here, but still this is going to be a big help, is that I can just get rid of this and frame these on up to the rafter. But I don't want that window there. I don't know why it felt like it had to put a window in there. So I'm going to go to wall tools and see if I can delete opening. Well, duty. Can I not do without a dormer window if I want to? And if I do that, am I going to is it not treating? Okay, I'm selecting that. Selecting that. Window. Why do I have to have a window? Let's see if we go into our advanced options. If we can whoa, baby, that is bizarre. We're going to undo that, and we're probably going to go back to just doing the gable. That was bizarre, wasn't it? That was almost scarier than seeing the UFO in my drawing yesterday. Roof rafters. Let's see. Minor roof. We're just going to do the gable one, and then what I'll be able to do is at least use the And we're going to say no to this. And so what we can do is just at least use the parts that I have been given. So I'm going to explode this right away and then do away. Let's see. Explode. Yeah, and then just do away with this. But what I have got, and why are these things sticking up in the air? Let's turn off the roof for a second. That's weird. Now I have experienced these little faux pas before. And is that a flat plate on bottom? Yeah, now see, you know what we might do is just go to a regular wall. Yeah, I've got, what I'm trying to do is get used to using the Medique wall, or wall and roof extensions. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a window above each of these. And so what I may do is go back to, because what would happen is, the way this would be actually framed is this wall would actually be framed on top of this wall. It would just be framed up to that height. And it would probably also be just like a standard height. So, although, yeah, 4'8", something like that, we'd pick out something standard. And so what I might do is just get rid of this and save the little sidewalls, which would be where they are. Because what you would do is, even though this wall would be framed on top of the other one, the sidewalls would be framed on top of the decking, like they are, like that, see? And this part would be gone. Be gone. What you would do is, and I'm going to leave those studs there. What did I just delete? Oh, that's okay. And then after I get my, yeah. So what it amounts to is, it saved me a little time. Well, what it did was it got me familiar with how the roof extensions work together, and you can't complain about learning anything, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wall, although this wall is not in the right spot. That is 24, so that is supposed to line up. Isn't that weird? It's a good thing I checked it, huh? Was that a group? Nope. Because what I wanted it to be was 2 feet. Let me get my axis locked. I want it to be 2 feet to the outside of that wall, not the inside of it. Learning about the extension. So I should be able to just move that over 3.5. Oh, 5.5. I didn't. These little sidewalls don't have to be 2x4s. So yep, I didn't want to get rid of that. Yep, get rid of this little, that thing. Now what I can do is I can draw myself a wall that is yeah, 4'8". Draw a wall. And I guess I will keep this out of 2x6. This would be 56 inches, 4'8", 56. And we'll just update that. And let's see, we want to use tinge glass, and where's our T111? Yeah, so all the other wall parameters stuck. Sometimes it'll save the wall parameters that you used before in this same drawing, which is handy. There we go. Well, did he do an update? I've never noticed. Oh, wow, Nathan. That was awesome. Did you see it connect itself to the other siding? So that must be an update. You know what he did? I think what he did was in the update, he hid the lines. When you put one wall on top of the other, it will hide the lines there. So before you would see a line across there where the siding changed over, which is actually, in this case, it's pretty cool. But what is this thing? I think this is left over from that other wall that I deleted. Yeah, so that's cool. That is awesome. Awesome. Let's turn our roof back on. Yeah, now see, now we're getting someplace. Do we have any other comments? Nope. I've got new energy though, so now I'm going to go ahead and put these other windows in because now I'm all excited. I remember this was 4'9" and 5/8. Yep. I think he's going to like this because this all makes more sense. So now if I go back and put my windows in, and I've got 32-inch wide windows just like below, and let's just make them 36 tall just like the others. Update that. And this wall header height is going to be, let me guess, 56. It needs to be about 42, 43 inches. Let's see what that looks like. Will that get us under our two? We don't need, we can make it 48 because we don't need that big of a header above this. Well, let's make it 46. That looks a little close. Yeah, that's more like it. And then what we'll do is make the header 2 2x8s. See how that works out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh baby. Yeah, that's gonna look good. He's gonna like that. You see how we set up this rhythm. Before we have this weird thing going on. If you just joined, I had this weird thing going on where there were these smaller, narrower windows, and they weren't really, there was no relationship between these windows and the dormer windows, or the dormer, there's really no relationship between anything. And so what I did was set up the spacing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that the door is related to the windows, and the windows and doors below are related to the windows up in the dormer. Awesomeness. Awesomeness. Now what we can do is do a shed roof, and we're combining parts of the extensions now. Let's turn our sheeting off for a second. Actually, let's turn it back on. Now what I'm going to do is a shed roof, because I know we can do shed roofs. Shed roof, roof rafters. And we're going to do a shed roof. Okay, and we're going to go from here. Let's see. Oh. Gotta do that first. I forgot to check. I need to see what that's why I was going to turn the sheeting off. What my length is. The length is going to be I might have to experiment with this a little bit. To right there. What was it? I forgot to look and see what the length was. Dang it. Yeah, I think it's 1 inch and yeah. So what we need to do, I'm going to leave that line there until I get this figured out. So let's go here, truss, roof rafter, shed dormer, shed roof. And we want to go from here to there. And then we want to go. So why did it turn around? Why did it turn? That's weird. Okay, so we'll go from here to here. And then go. Alright, you got to make up your mind, Mr. Extension. Which way do you want to go? I don't quite understand why it's doing that. I can start from this end, I guess. But I don't know how far. Let's go back and look at the parameters on it. See if I can make it go from right to left or whatever, vice versa. Oh, you gotta. Maybe I can change it once I can see the parameter. You see the way I'm drawing it now, you can see the outline of it is shaped right. But for some reason, as soon as let's just you see that's weird. So what we want to do is we want to start from this end. I thought I had started from that end before, but I just want it to go to this ridge on that right there. I don't want it to go any further than that. So what I'm going to do is start over again, since it is easy to do. We'll do our shed roof, okay, and I'm going to go from there to there and down to here. Okay, so I've got it going right this time. I guess you can't change it from left to right. Like when you're doing your studs, you can say start from the left or start from the right. But on this, you got to do it this way. So roof pitch, let's go 3, because I think that's what it is. And we'll just say rafter depth is 5.5. Bird's mouth, 3.5. We don't have an upper, so we'll leave that at that. I'll probably have to, it looks like I'm going to have to alter the ends of the rafters. No ceiling joists. Rafter depth, okay. And same as rafter. 24, we want 16-inch spacing. And gable rafter depth. Yes. And we will make this cladding. I don't get to specify the roof cladding. So why am I doing it again? Okay. Alright, so looks like I've got a little bug going here, and since it's way past lunchtime, what I may do is I may end up just drawing this. I can do this manually, probably quicker, and I'll just show you how I can do that. So if I come up, say 3, let's see, 3.5, 3.5, and then I want this to go to here, and then I come up straight, and then I go down to here. Did I get that straight? Yeah. I'll delete that and that. Oops. I was really just trying to demonstrate the some of the power of the extension, but at some point I have to get some production made, you know. And so let's see, this is going to be 10.5. Here's the edge of my thing. So that means this will go to there. Get rid of that, and that. I'll draw myself a bird's mouth in here. I already had one, didn't I? Get rid of that. Oops. I keep selecting the wrong thing to delete it. I know there's a little line right there that I drew extra, so I'm trying to get rid of it. There we go. And then that little line right there is not extra. For some reason, we got a weirdness going on right there. But I'm going to go ahead and make this 1.5, and that's our rafter group. And what I'll do is I'll make this a component, shed rafter. Then if I have to change it later, I can. Yeah, that should go right there. And so if we go here, what we would want is for these to be beside these, like this. Oops, I didn't mean to copy it. Now I want to go 16. Times 13 times 13. There we go. And then we would have, oh, I missed one, didn't I? Like that. So you see, and that's how I used to do things. I used to just do things manually. And it's not a big deal as long as you're, organizing things right. You make these components, because I can already tell I probably don't want my bird's mouth to be that deep necessarily. But I can fix that. I don't want this much rafter hanging down, and I can get by with about 1.5 inches of this plumb cut on this seat cut. But you see, I can fix that easily. Now I can even go in here and make these look the same by selecting this material. And then just making those. What I should do is that not supposed to be a component? Yeah. If I go in here and select all these faces, and I just do that, then all of them are fixed. But what's bugging me is this, I don't like how deep that the bird's mouth's cut out. So I'll end up fixing that. What I wanted to do was demonstrate how, before I go, how I was going to do that manually and how easy it would be to do manually. Again, I haven't used some of the functions of the extensions, and I'm just trying to get more familiar with them, because eventually, once I learn better, I'll be able to use them and be more productive. And of course, then we would have a rafter that's also 12 inches this way. We'd have an overhang. And we'd have decking. This is why I wanted to just take that rafter to the edge of that ridge board, because now our sheeting should line up. And what happened? What happened there? That's weird. Got a rafter that didn't work out right. Well, where did that come from? Oh yeah. That's the rafter that's on layout, and then you have your house line rafter, which is flush with the end of the wall. So that, then I can pull this up, make that a group, then pull it up to here, like that. Then we can get our material, select OSB. Select all of our faces. Make that OSB like that. And groovy. It's starting to look pretty good. Hey Barrett. YOV, it's SketchUp. YOV. What kind of millennial speak is that? Wow, yo, it's SketchUp. YOV, baby. Barrett is a great musician. My son should check out his channel. Insane Rhythm. Insane Drummer 89. Insane Rhythm. Barrett's music on SoundCloud. He makes all the music for my videos that have, like that previous video I did where the UFO popped up in while I was working on a project. A UFO popped up, and anyway, I made a video about it, but I used his music. Coincidentally, he had a tune, like a filmographical tune called Aliens. That was pretty cool. So now all I gotta do is go in here and cut out this decking and all the rafters and all that where the dormer lies. But what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of a break. And my left hand that's always doing the same thing over and over needs a break. I'm getting carpal tunnel after 30 years of drafting. And I'll take a break and I will be back. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me check one more time. Make sure there's no earth-shattering questions.